Okay, so thank you, Mr. Moran. So the first question is, when do you consider that your learning curve is achieved, and based on what criteria? And what about the Basingstoke learning curve? So for you and your center.
Okay. I have written on the learning curve, and I said that the learning curve to be very skilled is probably 100 cases if you are starting completely from no experience. But I think nowadays very few people will start from no experience. So I think that the learning curve is probably 20 to 30 cases. The question of what you look for in the learning curve is what are you measuring? So you can measure complete cytoreduction, morbidity, mortality, and so on. And in our experience in Basingstoke, what we do now is we work together. So when new surgeons join the unit, they work with me, and then they work independently.
Okay. What is your general recommendation on surgery of pseudomyxoma peritoneal?
What is my general recommendation?
Yeah.
The general recommendation is that patients should, if they're fit for surgery and they wish to have surgery, they should have complete cytoreduction and hyperthermic intraperitoneal chemotherapy, HIPEC, in a unit which has experience in selecting the patients, operating on the patients, and managing the post-op complications.
Okay. And the last question is, what are your selection criteria for surgery and the place of preoperative imaging in this case?
Yeah. We mainly use, for preoperative imaging, we mainly use CT scanning. We don't tend to use PET-CT or MRI scanning. There's some information that MRI can be useful, but we use CT scanning for selection. And for selecting patients, we clearly use the history of the problem, the patient's well-being, whether they're fit for surgery, and the CT scanning as the criteria to try and select patients who could have complete tumour removal or who might benefit from what we call major tumour debulking.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for that.